Stupid talking! Jesus fucking Christ!
Welcome everyone to round 5 of this 14 race calendar of season 3 of FRIL. Today we will be racing around one of the most infamous circuits due to its bumps. It is none other than the Bonne-Pierre International Circuit, located at one of the southernmost parts of Canada down in Toronto. The Bonne-Pierre International Circuit has 18 different corners, including some of the most dangerous and fastest corners on the calendar, namely Turn 8, and the 13 and 14 complex, as well as the bridge section of 16, 17 and 18. This track has plenty of elevation changes to spice things up, especially in sectors 1 and 3, as well as in Turn 13. We have 2 long DRS zones on the runs down to Turn 8 and Turn 15 to gain that extra 15 to 20 kilometers per hour for the drivers down those 2 straights to help with overtaking. Canada has a land size of a whopping 9.985 million kilometers square. This makes it the second largest country in land size behind Russia. In 2022, the grid slots of the 2 Ferrari drivers lining up were painted red to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gilles Villeneuve's death. Here's our starting grid for today's exciting race. Romza lines up on pole position for Lotus Motorsport with championship leader Evan for Alpine alongside, splitting the 2 Lotus cars as well, due to AMW starting in 3rd alongside Stealthy for Red Bull in 4th. Dom starts 5th for Alpine with Gogo in P6 for Ferrari. Saivid lines up 7th alongside Alka, who crashed yesterday in Q2. Behind we have Jerry for AlphaTauri in P9, getting knocked out in Q2. Alongside him he has Pikachu for Aston Martin. ASM lines up in 11th for Alfa Romeo with Reza, who also crashed alongside him in P12. Senna lines up 13th for Aston Martin with Kazoo in 14th for AlphaTauri, and the back row will be with Delta in 15th for Mercedes and Ethan for Alfa Romeo. Alright, we've got now the 5 lights ahead of the drivers for the Canadian Grand Prix around the Bonne-Pierre International Circuit. We have Romza on pole. It's gonna be lights out and away we go now for the Canadian Grand Prix. Romza gets a good start, but it looks like Evan alongside has gotten an even better one, and he's already up into the lead of this race. It looks like Romza's dropped back a few positions now. I think AMW is now into the lead of this race, side by side, I think, with Evan, it looks like. No, AMW is now up into the lead. Alongside him he's got his teammate Romza now. It's a 1-2 at the moment for the Lotus cars out in front, with Evan right behind them as well as Stealthy there. It looks like one of the Lotus cars have gone... Oh my goodness, there's a McLaren going off the track there. Oh, that was Delta who's lost his wing now. And there's a Williams going off the track as well there on the curbs. But it looks like Delta's lost his wing. And Romza's managed to get back into the lead of this race. He's got the Alpine of Evan right behind him, as well as AMW right there as well. Oh, there's Delta. Delta's out of this race. He's been devoured by the curb there. That's surely going to be a safety car, I think, with the position of that car. And it is going to be a safety car. And Romza now has bolted, so that's going to be the green flag waving now for lap 5 of 29. And it's going to be the 2 Lotus cars leading them away, as we've got Evan behind and Stealthy in P4. Jerry is still in 5th place. We've got Senna in 6th and Ethan behind, as well as ASM, his teammate there. Although it looks like Alga and Chris has managed to get ahead already on that restart. As now ASM, I think, is racing the Red Bull driver there. And it's going to be side by side now as we enter the end of the first sector. Looks like ASM, though, he has to concede that position to the Red Bull driver, as he will be under attack now from Gogo behind there, who's gotten a decent restart here. He's up into P11 right now, looking to try and get up into P10. There's Dom, I think, going wide there on the runoff, trying to avoid those sausage curbs. But it's we've got about 6 cars in the shot here, fighting for, it looks like, I think 9th or 8th place here, so definitely a good fight going on here, even for the lower positions here. Gogo's managed to pull away though from this pack, so that's good for the Ferrari driver now. Oh my, there's a crash already! Who was that? Oh, that's Dom! Dom is out of the race! That's such a strange place to crash though. I think he must have clipped the curb and sent it into the barrier there. I wonder if that will be a safety car though. Will that be a second safety car? No, it won't be, so that's going to not be a safety car there. Oh, and Tronix has crashed out in a straight line. That's a strange place to crash again. And that's a safety car in a second safety car, and we've barely even made it through a quarter of this race already. And now as you come around now, the final bend, Evan deploys his ERS, and that's going to be the green flag waving now. And it looks like he's caught the Lotus cars napping, so despite the fact he's got worn tires here, he's managed to catch the Lotus cars off guard. But it looks like he's only 7/10 clear right now of Ramza behind him here. And it looks like ASM has had a very poor restart. He's under pressure now from the AlphaTauri behind him, as he gets a bit of oversteer on the curb there, and that's going to invite Kazoo now to have a go up the inside, maybe, not quite. He's not been able to get it, as Ramza now is side by side with Evan for the lead of this race. Down the back straight, it's going to be Ramza on the exit, getting the better traction with the soft compound tire. Evan currently falling back behind, as now he's in a bit of a Lotus sandwich now, and he's going to have to try and fight off AMW behind him before he can focus on his own race here. And it looks like he's still trying actually to fight Ramza in front here. 7/10 currently covering the top 3 here, as Evan now manages to pull out alongside the Lotus car. It's almost it's side by side now. Evan comes out ahead, and the 2 Lotus cars have fallen behind, so Evan on those worn mediums still not giving up this position here. The gap's literally 4/10 of a second between these drivers now, as Evan spins out. Evan is spun out, and he's managed to keep it going though. Had a half spin rather, but he's now lost time, and he's currently barely keeping ahead of Ethan now, who's gonna be trying to get ahead of the Alpine car. This is for position, of course. These two both have not pitted in this race. Evan needs to try and defend this position now, and it looks like he has managed to against his former teammate at Alfa Romeo. But these positions could count later on in this race, as the 2 Williams cars are now still fighting away out in 3rd place. That meanwhile, our championship leader coming into this weekend, Evan, he's come into the pits, so he's going off those medium tires. And what is he going to be on now? It's a set of soft tires. Interesting strategy there down at Alpine. So that's definitely Evan on a 2-stopper now. He's going to be behind Chris now. He's going to have a long day ahead of him, trying to get past everyone again. As they're entering the final braking point, Outgard just about staying behind. Currently the gap in front is 3.9 to Outgard. But oh my goodness, Jerry clouting the wall there. How has he not managed to get damage from that? But he's side by side now with Gogo, as the 2 Lotus cars now, they've come into the pits. I would assume for a set of medium tires to the end of the race. Oh, there's Aldo. He's crashed at the bridge there. Will there be a late safety car here in this race? And it is going to be a safety car. Drama here. Alpine definitely will be breathing a sigh of relief there. He's got 5 laps left in this race. Jerry now coming round the final real corner now onto the bridge. Is he going to wait? No, he won't. So that's going to be ERS deploying now, and it's going to be Jerry leading them away for 5 laps left in this Canadian Grand Prix. A 1 second gap to Evan behind, and then a further second to Ramza behind him. So can Jerry win his 2nd Canadian Grand Prix of his career here? Won here last season, snatching it away from Jesse on the final few laps. Can he hold on to it from another Alpine driver this time in the name of Evan? Evan definitely won't be making it easy on him. Evan currently purple 1st sector, so that's him now. 7/10 the gap from himself now to Jerry. That 7/10 now closing. Evan has DRS. These two currently in a league of their own. Behind we've got Ramza, who's lost a lot of time there, who has crashed actually. Oh, Senna! Senna has crashed out there. And he's going to be backing them up as much as he can now. Definitely giving Phoenix a bit of room to try and get back into the pits. And it looks like he's gone. So Jerry leads them away for what should be our final 3 laps, as the safety car window will be closing now as we cross the line to start lap 27 of 29. It's once again going to be Jerry leading them. Behind we've got Evan, AMW, and Ramza, Gogo, Stealthy, and Chris behind, as well as Ethan in the train there. As now we'll see if Jerry can pull off another win in his career here, as they come now towards the end of this final lap, end of the penultimate lap. Evan currently looks like he's under half a second. Oh my goodness, there's Gogo crashing there in the background with 2 laps, with a lap to go as well. That's gonna be a huge shame for Gogo now, as he's going to maintain his DNF streak. That's promoted Ethan now into the lead, into 4th place, as Evan now takes the lead from Jerry. But can Jerry hold on to it now? It's side by side through to the final on the final lap right now. Ramza looking to try and have a position in there as well. It's 3 cars in half a second of each other. Jerry, no! Jerry spinning on the curb there, and that's him losing the chance for victory for sure now. But it's gonna be within reach for the Lotus team. Evan and Ramza now, they are within sight of each other. Evan will be looking in his mirrors. He'll be looking to see where that Lotus car is. It's a 10th now, going down towards the end of this lap. Can Ramza find something here? Evan had a twitch of oversteer on the curb there. It's side by side now, coming down towards the final few corners. Evan just about a hit, but Ramza will be getting a dose of slipstream now down this back straight. It's going to be full ERS deployment as they come now down towards the end of this lap. It's going to be so tight, but I think it's going to be Evan winning the Canadian Grand Prix by 2/10 to Ramza across the line. Ramza with the fastest lap, Jerry into 3rd, Outgut finishes in 4th, Stealthy in 5th, Ethan will come home in 6th place, as AMW finishes in 7th, Pikachu in 8th. Well then, after that exciting race then, Evan wins by just 2/10 over Ramza in 2nd, with Jerry for AlphaTauri in 3rd place. And in the Drivers' Championship then, Evan now extends his championship margin, as Ramza now moves up into 2nd place with Alka in 3rd. And in the Constructors' Championship, Alpine still leading the way at 99 points, with AlphaTauri in 2nd on 78 and Red Bull in 3rd on 67. So don't miss the next race this weekend over in France, where we'll be sure to have another exciting race.